Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Sports live watch along of the Six Nations, the final match of the 2021 Six Nations. You're with Jamie Davies and we're watching France versus Scotland, and it's coming from Stade de France, the home of course of France Rugby and of course the home of the French football team as well. But I am very much looking forward to this one. Of course, France can still win the Six Nations. They can stop Wales from lifting the title tonight if they beat Scotland by either 20 points or more with a bonus point. Who knows? I honestly don't know who's going to win this, because after what we saw last week from France, they can do it when they need to, even in the dying seconds of a match, as we saw at Stade de France last week against Wales, which we saw on the YouTube channel, which was absolutely incredible to watch, absolutely fantastic. Anyway, so of course we're just waiting for the game to get underway. They're currently just doing the national anthems on the pitch. I've just heard Scotland, so I think France is coming up on the national anthem, and then the game will be underway. Do get in touch on the live chat page. Let us know who you think is going to win this match, or who's going to win the Six Nations, France or Wales. Scotland would love to end the Six Nations with a win, which has been quite a good one for them. You know, if they win this, they could finish third, so it could be a good Six Nations for Scotland, because Scotland are known for always fighting in the mid-table and at the bottom of the table with Italy. So for Scotland to just get any higher would be an absolute bonus for them. And of course, do subscribe to Let's Talk Sport. Especially if you're a rugby fan, we try and do a few rugby watch-alongs as much as we can. We do a bit of Gallagher Premiership as well. So, of course, if you're wondering what the starting lineups are for both teams, they're at the bottom of the screen for France and Scotland. I can't believe, though, it's been 11 years since France last won the Six Nations. I can't believe it was in 2010. I knew it's been a while, but I didn't realise it had been that long. I mean, when I was growing up, France had a really good team. I mean, that Rugby World Cup team in 2007 didn't do badly. Okay, they didn't get to the final like us English did, but they certainly had a great team, and a team that you didn't want to mess with at all. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I really don't know what to expect. I really, really don't. What can we expect from this match between France and Scotland? Everything to play for. A massive opportunity for France. Can they do it? Let's get some atmosphere on in the background, shall we? To build up the momentum. So the Scotland team are just lining up. And the referee tonight is Wayne Barnes. I might be wrong, but I think Wayne Barnes did the France-Wales match last week, unless I'm wrong. So it'll be Scotland to kick off from left to right, and France from right to left. So here we go. Amazingly, I got the colours completely wrong, because somehow France are playing in white at home, while Scotland are playing in their home colours, which I didn't understand why France couldn't just play in their home colours, but anything to sell their kits, I feel. So here we go then, the kick's made. France have ended up kicking it back into Scotland's half. Scotland will pick up the ball again after the kickoff. We have a question from Sampiro M. Dots asking, are you putting the full screen of the match? I'm afraid I'm not, Sampiro. The game is on, I don't know where you are based in the world, but where I am in England, it's on BBC One live and free. So that's why I'm watching it on. But do stick with us in the background. You know, feel free to talk to me and other people on this live stream. Where are you from, Sampiro? Let us know. So meanwhile, here comes Scotland then, trying to get their first real charge going. Minute and a half gone. The one thing I need to learn about, the one thing I should have really done is get the actual in-sync match clock, because there's a lot, of course, with rugby, there's a lot of stopping and pausing. Here comes Scotland then, with number 12, now 11. Oh, he's lost. He's made no yardage at all. Have France intercepted that? Oh, they've got their hands on it, and I think the referee has stopped France there. Fist pumping from the players. Making sure that you guys can hear me by checking the audio. All good. So France, they need to get 20 points plus more, really. They want to have that gap and make sure. I wouldn't be surprised if this went down to the wire, and the weather looks awful tonight. It is pounding down with rain. France have the first line out of the game. It's all good. And it's in the group as it is, as they're pushing and shoving. France know that they need as many opportunities as they can create to get that gap over Scotland to help them win their first Six Nations since 2010. Meanwhile, Scotland have the ball back despite the line-out going well for France. It's kicked from France. I think that'll be a line out, and that kick then coming from Tamick. And Tamick, the main kicker for France. Of course, last weekend was an absolute cracking game between Wales and France. I mean, it was literally tries from each end, and the fact that both teams just were, they showed pace throughout the whole 80 minutes. They didn't hold back any of the players from both teams, and you know, I think it didn't surprise me in a weird way. It didn't surprise me that we had a last-minute winning try, because it was just one of those games. Both teams put in 110% throughout the game. It was never a blip moment for any of them. Anyone that won a very good game, and I don't think there was any shame for the loser. Sadly for Wales, it meant that they had to lose their Grand Slam. And, well, Scotland have just had to make a kick, and it'll be a line-out. They're just showing replay of the line out again. So yeah, Scotland in their home colours, France in their away colours. So my colour coding on the screen in front of you is wrong. I should have got the memo. There was no memo. Here we go, then Scotland the line out. It was, I think it was Jamie Ritchie who normally picks it up for Scotland. Oh, and nearly intercepted in the air by Doolan. Doolan, the man who scored the winning try last week against Wales. and it's an advantage play now for Scotland. It's pretty much at the halfway point on the pitch. Ferguson, pretty much on the sponsor patch of the pitch there, of the middle part. It's going across to the left-hand side, a kick through the line, no good, and it's intercepted for France. Stuart Hogg, who made that kick, and it's Dulan who picks it up. And it'll be Tamik with the kick as it goes into Scotland's half. Oh, great catch there by Van der Merwe for France. It was a great kick. He got there before his opponent did. Now France looking for that first try. 6 minutes gone. Oh, kick forward. Surely. No, well intercepted. That was a good interception. Van der Merwe got there, and it was Ficao who nearly made it complete for France. If you haven't yet, do subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'd really appreciate it. We'd love to get to 500 subscribers tonight. We're currently at 490. Meanwhile, there's going to be a scrum here just in front of the try zone of Scotland, and it'll be a France ball. The ball is in Dupont's hands at the moment. And we do have a comment from George Gowray. He says, I bet every Welsh fan will be nervous. Oh, absolutely. I do know a few Welsh fans who are watching tonight. And yeah, they'll be very nervous. Looks as though France, are they going to have another scrum here just as we reach 8 minutes? Sorry, Gregor Gowray. I don't know why I thought your first name said George. Apologies. So yeah, Gregor Gowray saying, I bet every Welsh fan will be nervous. I've got a good friend, Richard his name is. If you're watching, Richard, hope you're well. He's actually changed his Facebook profile photo to the Scottish rugby badge. That's what he's done. And he's Welsh, so he's a Scottish fan tonight. Which I'm sure many Welsh fans, as well as them being nervous, are wearing Scotland shirts tonight, and they'll take them off the moment Wales win the Six Nations. Anyway, we've had a penalty for France. France have scored it, and we've got our first points on the board. Simple kick for Tamik, right in front of him, couldn't miss. Right-footed shot, and it is 3-0. So good. I guess it's a good start for France. They know they need to pick up at least a couple of tries to get themselves a gap, but early days. Three 0 it is. And Scotland have made the kick. France have been able to pick it up. Of course, do like the stream if you're enjoying it, and of course do subscribe. For any of you Scottish fans watching, do you want to win this game, or do you want to see Wales win the Six Nations title? Scotland would love to end this championship with a win. Certainly get their confidence boost going. Anyway, Scotland have had a line out. And it's successful. Of course, let's not forget this is the last Six Nations. It was supposed to be wrapped up last Saturday. Oh, Scotland have dropped the ball completely. Advantage played. What's the referee saying here? But luckily for Scotland, the game has been paused for them, because if they had dropped that ball and France intercepted, I think they would have been in trouble, because there was no backline there. A storming run from deep in France's half for a try for France would have been embarrassing. And instead it'll just be a kick for the line out kick. Yep. For Scotland. Finn Russell, the kicker for Scotland, number 10. Now what happened here, they're showing it now, as you'd always expect, the player with the ball is having all sorts of players around him, and the referee clearly just thought it was a bit out of control. So Scotland will have a line out. And as you'd expect, the line out throwers are going to need a towel boy tonight because of the rain. The grip on the ball is not so simple. Anyway, oh, that's a good run. Scotland looking for that first try. Fantastic run there by George Turner. Advantage being played. They're trying to get into that back line. It's right next to the try zone. As you'd expect, though, France's defence has been very good over the last 12 months. And oh, yet again, they've pushed him back. He saw the gap, but France closed it very quickly. And they're trying again. They've done another pass to the right this time. No good. Instead, they'll go out wide a bit further to try and widen the France defensive line. And instead, I think it's been intercepted. Who's that from? It's not Ficao, is it? I think it is. It's Ficao who's intercepted, but the referee's going back to the sideline. I'm not sure what... is it going to be a knock-on? This is exactly what Wales fans would like to have seen tonight. Some front-up action from Scotland. Trying to pretend that Stade de France is their home instead. The line-out's taken, and it's not intercepted, sorry, it's picked up easily for Grant Gilchrist. And here they come, they're pushing it forward, Scotland in a group together like it's a scrum. Oh, nearly. France do so well. Oh, surely it's a try. They're in the try zone, but they can't get the ball down. And France have done it again. Is that a try? No. Referee needs to see the ball. I think he's given it. I think it's a try for Scotland. And we have our first try of the game, if so, and it is. And this isn't what France wanted. This is exactly what Wales wanted. And that is a try for Scotland. And they'll have a kick here as well. So 5-3 for Scotland. Here we go then. France have made the kick. Will they get to it? No. Scotland should pick that up, no problem. So 7-3 to Scotland. Scotland instead have now kicked it out of their own half. Do, of course, get in touch on our live chat page. Do let us know your thoughts on the game. Are you from Wales? Are you from Scotland? Are you from France? All three teams involved tonight, without Wales even playing. So it's a scrum. 17 minutes gone. Of course, the clock hasn't paused at all yet. And there's no TMO review on that try, which is just a relief. It's a breath of fresh air. Because I hate VAR in football. TMO in rugby, it's understandable, but they use it for nearly every try. So a try without a TMO, as I said, it's a breath of fresh air. Meanwhile, France on the back line. Paul Francois Olivier saying, trying to follow the game from South Africa. Hope you're well, Paul. Of course, I'd imagine in South Africa it must be, because you're normally an hour ahead of England in terms of time zones. In terms of time zones, my lips are gone, my mouth is gone. It should be, what, 9:20 where you are? Who do you want to win? I take it maybe from your name I'd say France. I think at the moment Scotland have got a penalty. Let's have a look here. So it was France who had the ball in their own try zone, just to passing it back, then heading forward. Ooh, what happened there then? Yep, it's a Scotland penalty. So Scotland here could go 10-3 up. And it's Finn Russell who'll take it again. He's only had one kick, of course, but that was his conversion. And this time the penalty, simple as you like. And Scotland are 10-3 up. So that is a costly moment, really, for France in their bid to win the Six Nations. So 10-3. Russell penalty for Scotland just before we reach 19 minutes. Oh, there's another kick there from Scotland. France have the ball. Swan Rebai. Paul Francis says, yeah, had a couple of drinks. France all the way, he says. Well, what do you think at the moment of this game, Paul? Because France are already 7 points down and we've just about to reach 20 minutes here. And they need to win by 20 points at least just to get that Six Nations title. So at the moment, Scotland are doing what Wales needed. And LT XXX Allard is online saying Scotland. Of course, LT, I remember you joining us last week for the Wales game. Hope you're well. Of course, any of you new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. We're currently at 490 subscribers. We'd love to get to 500 tonight. Meanwhile, Scotland have won the line out right next to the try area, and they've been pushed all the way back. That was a big push back. Ali Price trying to run through there, but he doesn't matter what muscles he's got because he was completely out-muscled by his opponent. Scotland still have the ball though. Oh, and it's intercepted. Well done, France. Ooh, that was a big tackle. It's not. Oh, no. No. Advantage play. No, I don't think that'll count. Scotland have scored a try, but I think from the body language I've just seen there from Finn Russell, I think he's sarcastically placed the ball on the ground, knowing that it's not that it wouldn't count. A disallowed try, you could say, if you really want to say that. LT Triple X Ullard says France take the eye Scotland drunk the iron brew. And LT saying Scotland because Wales win, and he's asking me, I'm well, how are you? I'm very well, thank you very much. It's been another week gone, another week of lockdown. Don't know about you, LT, but I'm finding that this latest lockdown has been more difficult than the other two. Just because we've gone throughout winter, haven't we, pretty much being at home, which you'd think is a good thing, but being at home all the time, especially during the winter, is not easy. They're showing handling errors. France have 5, Scotland have 0. And we've got a scrum here for France. They need to get that first try. They just need to get something going here. It was always going to be a big task for France tonight, and that's why I wasn't expecting them to do it, because their team is good. But they are known for not always getting the job done. They're a threat. There's no doubt about that. I mean, it's already a good game, this. LT Triple X Ollard saying Wales lockdown is bad. Yeah, but you can go for a haircut. I can't. I do think it's a bit annoying that all France have won the scrum, and they just need to get out their own half at the moment. They've hardly gone any further in the last 2-3 minutes. They've just been defending their own area. But yeah, this whole thing with Wales and Scotland and England, for example, having completely different lockdown rules at the same time is just not helpful. I've wished all countries in the UK were just consistent so it's not confusing. It's a bit stupid. Alti saying you had like 70 viewers when Wales was playing. Yeah, we had it was a mad night. It was an absolute mad night. That was. It was fantastic to watch. And the clock's been paused at 23:36. There's a Scottish player injured. He's just being checked out. Can't find my clock. Where's my clock? Ah, there it is. And they're looking at the action areas, and it's been all in France's half. 40% for Scotland. France have only had 13% in Scotland's half. So there's going to be a line out here for Scotland. The player who was injured has been treated, and I think he'll be able to play on. And we're back underway. The clock is back on. Now here comes Scotland looking for the second try of the night, because at the moment France are just not getting there. Paul says, I am South African by the way, but always had a soft spot for the French rugby team, hot and cold. When I was growing up, France rugby team was, I'm not saying I hated them, but it was, you just always, I'm English, so you always want to beat the French, whether it's rugby or football or any other sport, you always want to beat them. And there's been a not releasing warning there from the referee, so France have made the kick, and it's been able to land into Scotland's half just on the right flank, so I think there'll be a line out here for France. They need to get a try sooner rather than later. Alti Ollod asking, do you reckon the Wales game was corrupt? When you say corrupt, do you mean by the referee decisions? Because I'm English, and I noticed a lot of English fans weren't happy with the refereeing between England and Wales the other week, which it's easy. I mean, the referee did make bad decisions, but still Wales deserved the win, I thought. And we have a subscriber. Thank you very much. If that was you, Paul, really appreciate it. Do tell your friends about the channel if they like rugby too. We try and do a bit of rugby now and again. So there's going to be a scrum, and it'll be Scotland's ball to start it off. And we're at 492 subscribers. Thank you very much to our 49-second member. If you haven't yet, do subscribe. We want to get to 500 tonight. It would be fantastic if we can reach the 500 mark. Really appreciate the following, guys. As you can tell from the numbers, we're a very small channel. And I think, what's happened here after the scrum? It's a penalty for France. So Ruman Tamik, he's had a kick already, scored a conversion earlier on. Sorry, not a conversion, that was a penalty as well. So he's hoping to make it 2 kicks from 2. I haven't seen the angle of where the ball is yet, but I'm sure the camera will show where he has to place it. Oh, it's straight in the middle. And it's quite far out. Yep, no problem though, straight down the middle. And he's got some more points for his team on the board. He's the only man to get the points for them so far. That's 2 penalty kicks for France, but no try. And it's now 10-6 to Scotland. So the gap has reduced. But so far, this first half is already becoming one to forget for France in terms of their bid to... I mean, look, if France win the game, it's a good result. But when you don't win the Six Nations because of it, it's not the same victory, is it? Not when there's a trophy on offer. France have kicked it deep into Scotland's half, and I think they've got themselves a line out. they do so. Just over 10 minutes to go till half time. It's gone quick this first half. Scotland would love to see that clock drag a bit. Got to get a try here. Here we go. They've got to say that the game starts now for them. If they get a try, they lead. Then they've just got to create that lead. Here they come now, France. They've won the line out. Pushing it through in the group against Scotland. Advantage played, says the ref. There they go, France, completely on the right flank. Look at the pace on this. Oh, they've turned direction, and I don't think that helped. Oh, and they've lost the ball. Big blunder. What's the referee doing here? He's paused the game. What's happened here? One of the French players is injured. Ewan Baker's got in touch saying, who do you think is winning then? I'll be honest, Ewan, I wouldn't be surprised if France win the game, but in terms of winning the Six Nations, I think this is Wales. I just think the task is too big for France, and they needed to start off better than this. And they're showing the replay here as France made the blunder. It's when they changed direction. Why didn't they just try and risk it down the wing? That's where the flow was going. That's what I thought they were building on. Now the clock has been paused because of one of the French players being injured. And that means I should do that too. Where's my clock again? I can't find it. Oh, it's there. Stopped at 29:45. Hope you're well, Ewan, anyway. Wait, where are you coming from tonight, Ewan? Who are you supporting, Wales or Scotland or France? Or you're English like me and can watch this as a neutral and not really worry too much. We're now at 493 subscribers, so thank you to whoever that was that subscribed. That means we're just 7 away from our target of 500 subscribers. Let's get it. Let's get there before the end of tonight's game. Anyway, France have won the line out. They've won the line out. They're pretty much just about 5 yards away from the try zone. They're doing it from left to right at the moment. Oh, France looking for that try. Have they got it? Oh, it's offside. It's just not happening, is it, for France? 31 minutes gone. I forgot to change my clock. Sorry about that. They've actually paused it at 31. It's at 31. The clock's ticking now. It's at 31:50. And I think there's going to be a scrum here, literally in line with the rugby posts. So Scotland playing very well. The scoreline says that they're playing better. It's been a bit 50-50, but Scotland have played very well. France need to win by around 20 points or more with a bonus point to beat, well, I mean, as long as they beat Scotland, that's fine, but they need to do that. It's what's required to win the Six Nations off Wales. Right now, Wales fans, we were talking before on the stream that they'd be nervous. They probably still are, but I think they'll be a little bit relaxed at half-time if it stays like this. France haven't got a try yet. Only 2 penalty kicks. Scotland have had a try and a conversion. And we're at 494 subscribers. Thank you very much. Really, really appreciate it. Anyway, there's a scrum for France. And they've won it. They're storming out of the blocks, trying to go onto the left-hand side of the rugby post. Scotland defending very well at the moment. Oh, big run. Big push there by McCard of France, and they're going to play the advantage, says the ref. And now they've changed direction from left to right this time. They're still trying to approach on the left-hand side of the rugby post. Oh, ball's dropped, but France have still got it. Oh, the defence I tell you what, at pro level rugby, it's fantastic to watch the defence line of all these teams. It's so different compared to Gallagher Premiership. I watched that last week on one of our streams. That was Sale Sharks playing, and it was London Irish's defence did not exist. They could learn a thing or two from these teams at the Six Nations, especially France. We're just 6 subscribers away. 6 subscribers from 500. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're a rugby fan, this is the place to come. And the clock's been paused at 34:29. France still wasting too much time here to look for that first try. And I think it's going to be another scrum. And I think this is because of a high tackle. I mean, who knows what can happen in the second half. Half-time team took for France. Might just do wonders for them and change the game. Change their motivation. And they're looking at penalties conceded. Scotland have conceded 9. France have conceded 3. So scrum it is. France to start it off. And they've got it out the blocks. Surely, is that a try? Should get there. Yep, France have got the first try of the game. That's exactly what they needed. If there's any hope of them doing this, they've got that first try. Will that get them going now? They're only a point ahead of Scotland, but they're ahead. Can they build from this? Bryce Dulin with his 9th try of this campaign, I believe, for France. It went out to the right flank. And then just a little short pass back to the left. And then Bryce Dulin was at the right place, right time. No one had him covered. And he saw the gap and he went right through. Finn Russell tried to take him down, but he was too little too late. Ian Welsh has got in touch. Hello, Ian. Hope you're well. He says, supporting Scotland since I'm Welsh. How are you feeling, Ian? What do you think? Are you nervous? You must be a little nervous. Must be a little bit more nervous now since France have finally got that try. Can Tamik increase that lead to 3 points? It's a tight angle. Don't think he's got it. Oh, has he got it? I think he's got it. Well done, he did. It's a great conversion. I thought from my angle then he didn't get it. Well done. So 13-10. France needs 17 or so points now. But they need to do that without Scotland getting any more tries or any conversions or penalties. So Scotland will take the kick with 3 minutes to go of this first half. Already a good game. It's been a good game to watch. As you'd expect, France, after receiving Scotland's kick, they've made the kick back into Scotland's half. Paul's got back in touch saying the French have the second best 9 and 10 in the world. I mean, it's quite fitting as well, isn't it, Paul, that, you know, in 2 years' time, we will have the Rugby World Cup in France. And France are building a great team in the last 12 months or so under their coach. And who knows? Could they be ready to win the World Cup for the very first time in 2 years' time? Because France have never won it. The closest they ever got was the 2011 Rugby World Cup final against New Zealand. That was a very low scoring affair, very tight, I remember. I think they only lost by 3 points. Ian, if you're still watching, do subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying this stream. We're at 494 and I'd love it if we got to 500 by the end of tonight's stream. We just need 6 more subscribers. So if you are enjoying this, do support us. If you're unaware of how subscribing works on YouTube, it's free. You're not paying to join the channel. So 50 seconds to go till we reach 40 minutes. Oh, and hang on, here come France. They've come out of the blocks. They've gone past everyone. Can they get another try? They need this. Oh, no. No, they've been pushed back. And this is, of course, the last chance before half-time, so they don't want to lose the ball here. They'd love to get another try. If they could go 10 points clear at half-time, that would be an absolute gem. Advantage played. France were so close there when they got through. Oh, a bit of a pushing and shoving going on between Finn Russell and the number 9 for France, which is Dupont. And oh dear, it's getting a bit nasty out there. They need to stop, but this just shows how France are a little frustrated about that. They probably thought they could have had a try. And we're at 495 subscribers. Thank you very much. We're just 5 away from 500. So it looks as though the referee's just talking to the linesman. And I think there could be a sin bin here. Yeah. And it's a sin bin for one of the Scottish players, and it's the captain, Stuart Hogg. I don't think there'll be, no, it's just a sin bin. So it looks as though France are going to have a line out. And I think whatever happens after this, that'll be it for half time. So that France need to get a try here if they can. Oh, it's a poor throw. And they've lost the ball, and Scotland will no doubt kick it out of play for it to go to half-time. Missed opportunity there for France. I mean, okay, they're leading by 3 points, but if they had got that try, they could have been leading by 10 at the break, which would have been exactly what they would have wanted and got, maybe you could say, half the job done. But at Stade de France, a wet and rainy Stade de France on a Friday night in Paris, it is France 13, Scotland 10 at half-time. Do get in touch on our live chat page. Let us know your thoughts on the game so far. It's been a good game. I've enjoyed it so far, definitely. It's been very, very good. There we go. One thing I actually forgot to do was add the first try under the on the scoreboard. So yeah, half time. What did you think of that first half, folks? Do get in touch. We'll just look at the stats of the game so far in just a moment. But if you haven't already, do subscribe to the channel. We're currently at 495. We would love to get to 500 before the end of tonight's game. So let's have a look at the stats. Oh. So that's the current lineup. Of course, you probably don't want to know that too much. So let's have a look at the overview. So it looks as though, looking at the... Oh no, let's refresh the page because I don't think it quite understands what I'm after. Here we go, match stats. No, match stats, come on. So let's look at overall possession. For France, it's 58% to Scotland's 42%, which makes sense. I thought Scotland did very well in France's half for a good while. It was like they were time wasting then, just by getting those conversions and penalties early on and just going, look, let's play tight. Let's not have a high scoring affair here. The overall territory is 50%, so it's 50-50 from both teams. Time in possession, 8 minutes 16 seconds to Scotland 6 minutes 40 seconds. The possession in opposition is 22, 43% to 24%. Possession in own half is exactly the same at 48%. Looking at bad passes, it's 4.0 for France and 3.0 for Scotland. Knock-ons, only the 1 for France, none for Scotland. Handling errors, 5-3 to France, which we mentioned earlier in the first half, and I don't think that stat has changed. I think that's really it. In terms of, those are the only stats I'd like to mention. But the only stat that really matters is France leading Scotland 13-10, the half-time score at 13-10. Of course, there was other rugby results earlier today. In the Gallagher Premiership on the Friday night slot, Gloucester won 34-18 against the Exeter Chiefs. What a win that is against the Premiership champions. Super Rugby, it was Brumbies winning 42-14 against Western Force, and in the other Super Rugby, Highlanders losing at home to the Hurricanes 30-19. Of course, there's other rugby going on this weekend. The Premiership's on again tomorrow, so you've got Bristol hosting Harlequins at 2 o'clock, London Irish up against Bath, Worcester Warriors against Northampton Saints, and Sale Sharks travel to the Wasps at 4:30. And the Guinness Pro 14, it's Glasgow Warriors at home to Benetton, and then the playoff final between Leinster and Munster. That should be a good match actually. And the top 14 is all there. So those are your fixtures tomorrow. So a lot of rugby going on this weekend. Anyway, I'm going to take a quick break, but while I go on a quick 3 to 4 minute break, I'm going to show you the highlights of last weekend's last-minute winning try from France. And my word, what an amazing end to that game it was. Enjoy. But now, with 20 seconds left on the clock, but I don't think they're going to have the time. It is going to be a line out, and they're still they're at least 20 yards away from the try. I can't see them getting anywhere close. So we've reached the 80. The red is up on the time. There couldn't be, could there? Oh, France still going. 18 seconds into the 80th minute. I think basically once they lose the ball, that's it. Wales should win. France they really have given it their all, but they just haven't done enough. Catherine Harris saying, come on Wales. France still have the ball, it's not over yet. They couldn't, could they? Oh, they've still got it. Oh, tackle. Where's the ball? Where's the ball? Phase 7. It really is. Last ditch effort. Oh, it's done. What a pass. Surely not. It's on the right flank. No, they're going forward. France are getting a few. They're literally near the try line. 81 minutes, and they've somehow had the ball for this long. Surely not. This is incredible from France if they can get out of this and win the game. And it's gone down to the left flank. It's it! They've done it, surely! France have got the try! What a try for France! Absolutely incredible! How to stop Wales from winning a Grand Slam! I've never seen this before, ever! 32-30! Oh my god! Wow! Oh, take a bow. I'm standing up. Oh, that was absolutely amazing. Oh, Wales. They've lost it in 82 minutes. You know what? That wraps up one of the greatest games in rugby I have ever seen. Alan Wynne-Jones can't look. He's literally just looking in the distance. Ow. Some of them can't even stand up after that. That is absolutely incredible. What a try. And I said before, it took them 10 minutes to get that third try. I've got to change the scoreboard. What have I just seen? France, they're not going to... What the fuck? Scotland-France on Friday is going to be really exciting now. France could still win it. Oh my God. And they've still got the conversion to take. And there we go. It doesn't matter if it doesn't go in or not. It's over. All it takes is a kick. What a game of rugby. Wow. Welcome back to our live stream watch along of France versus Scotland. If you've just joined us, it's half time and it's France 13, Scotland 10. So France have a big task in their hands if they have any chance of winning the Six Nations. Let's not forget they need at least 20 points or more with the bonus point. And they're only 3 points ahead with 40 minutes left to play, which literally in the last minute of that first half, if they had got that try from the line out, they would have most likely have been 10 points ahead. So they would have been halfway there come the second half. So it's hit and miss at the moment. I think France will probably win this match, but Scotland look like they can get a few more points in this game. You know, all it takes is a conversion or two from Scotland just to upset France at the end from those 20 points that they're aiming for. Paul says, big news, Rainbow Cup, South Africa Super Rugby teams in the Euro League. Yeah, what are your thoughts on that, Paul? I saw that. What are your thoughts on that? Let us know. MUFC fan, whee! Man United fan, whee! I'm a Man United fan as well, so it's good to see a Man United fan on the live chat page. Who's your favourite player? He's asking who is winning the Six Nations at the moment. While MUFC fan, the scoreline would tell you that it's Wales, and I think it will be Wales. I said before the match had started that France had a big task to do, and they still do. And I did say that Wales should still win it. I think for Wales, deep down, when they lost that match last Saturday, I think it felt like they lost the whole Six Nations, but I think they know. I think they know that that France are not always capable of causing an upset. So we're currently at 495 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do so. We'd really appreciate it. We're currently at 495, and I would love it if we get to 500 before the end of this stream. Well, pretty much before the end of the game. So we're just waiting for the second half to begin. David Mayer says, "Come on, Scotland." Hello, David. Hope you're well. I take it you're a Wales fan, or are you a Scottish fan? Let me know. I do love the live chat page feature on YouTube. It's great to talk to fellow fans about the match so far. So this is the Six Nations table at the moment. France a point behind Wales. So they really need that bonus point anyway, and then obviously the difference, the score difference. So that both teams are coming back out onto the pitch. A flame presentation taking place on the sidelines. Are France feeling the heat ahead of this second half? And we're just about to get underway. And Takuma will take the kick for France in just a moment, as of course Scotland started off the beginning of the game. Still waiting for the kick. Come on. David has got back in touch and says he is a Scottish fan. Who's your favourite Scottish player, David? My favourite is probably Finn Russell. Probably an obvious one, but I like him. I like Finn Russell. So the game has gone underway. I forgot to start the clock. That helped. I haven't asked a Scottish fan yet, David, but in terms of France or Wales winning this Six Nations title, does it not bother you? Or I guess you'd rather want Wales to win because that would mean you've probably beaten France tonight. Or that France don't get the points that's required to win the Six Nations. Agent Tintin says hello. Hello, Agent Tintin. Where's Snowy the dog? Is he watching the game with you? And ooh. Of course, let's not forget Scotland do have a sin bin from the first half. It's currently at just over 8 minutes until he can come back on. And that was Stuart Hogg. That's been sin binned for Scotland. Meanwhile, France have the ball pretty much on the halfway line. They've kicked it low forward to try and run and pick it up from... Oh, no. Have they got themselves a line out from that kick? Yep, Scotland line out. So Scotland have taken the line out. And it's into France's half. They've won the line out, but they've decided to kick it out, which I don't blame them. They were deep in their own half with the ball. France looking for that try. It'd be interesting if they get an early try here. It would make it very, very interesting. Agent Tintin says that Snowy's asleep, and I probably asking me to send how to send a picture. 43 minutes gone. It's a shame. I mean, imagine if you could send pictures on a Let's Talk Sport live chat. It'd be a bit. It'd be worrying to what some people would do. Anyway, here come France. Be interested if they can get a try here. And they've got to take that advantage. Scotland are down to 14 men. Agent Tintin says, I barely watch rugby. Are you watching this game, though, by any chance? With it being on the BBC. It's now at phase 7 for France. They're now on the left flank. Paul says, if you're not first, you're last. It's quite a good motive, that, actually. And Agent Tintin saying, you are so close to 500 subscribers. I know, we're very close, Tintin. If anyone is watching, this stream and they're enjoying the stream and they haven't subscribed to the channel yet, click that subscribe button. We would love to get to 500 subscribers before the end of the night. And France have yet again ballsed it up here, and Scotland get themselves a kick. And it's back into France's half. Now, for some reason, I can't get my clock to work. That is helpful. Oh, France have got the try. Yes, they have. Is that going to be a try? At the moment, the scoreboard says it is. Will it count? This is a big moment, not just for this match, but for the championship. I don't think there's much wrong with that, but we'll see. The referee's getting the TMO guys to look at it. Clock paused at 46:15. I don't see why it can't be a try. It looks like a try. What's he going to say though? The clock's back up and running. Yep, it will be. So they're going to have the conversion here, and Tamek has got another tough angle. Bless him, but he's done well tonight. He's been successful. 3 kicks from 3 so far. Can he make it 4 from 4? Oh, I think he's missed it. Yep, he's missed it. This has become a very interesting match all of a sudden. If only he made that kick though. Anyway, back with the game. We're not going to have late drama again, are we? Kate Clark says hi. Agent Tintin did ask before, do you guys have Instagram? We do. It's at Let's Talk Sport 12. It's on the description in the stream if you want to find that out, to follow us on social media. Kate Clark says hi. Hello Kate, hope you're well. Where are you from, Kate? Who are you supporting tonight? Are you supporting Wales? Are you supporting Scotland? Or are you supporting France? Or are you English like me, where I could just sit back and not really worry about it? Yet England are going to finish second from last at this rate, near Italy, which you know is a bad tournament. And Grouse the Ghoul, hello Grouse the Ghoul, I remember you from last week, hope you're well. Says, hey, is the ref France's best player like last week? Maybe. It's not over yet. They haven't got the points that they need yet. So he'll probably be their best player if they get the points, but I don't know. Of course, as an England fan, some of us English fans weren't happy with the refereeing during the defeat against Wales, but I thought Wales won it fair and square. Scotland's sin bin's about to finish, 30 seconds after that. Clock has been paused at 48:57 as there's been an injury. Gross the Ghoul says, hiya dude. Hello Gross. If you haven't already, folks, do subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying this watch along. We're at 495 subscribers, so we're just 5 away from the magic 500. We would love to get to that number by the end of tonight. Pretty much by the end of this game. And it looks as though one of Scotland's players is coming off injured, and I think the way he's got his arm placed, it's Rory Sutherland who's gone off injured. And he's been replaced by Kebble, Ollie Kebble that is. So France have a scrum, and Scotland's sin bin should end in just under 30 seconds. Excuse me. But no, it does look like from Sutherland when he came off, his arm was positioned like that when he came off. Now, I'm not saying he's dislocated his shoulder, but it looks like it is an arm injury at least, or shoulder injury. Grass the Ghouls, I just got here, that's why I asked. Are you watching the game now, Gruss? Who do you want to win? I take you want Wales to win the Six Nations. We haven't heard back from you, Kate Clark. Where are you from? Let us know. Who are you supporting? I mean, as I said, I'm English, but I'm a neutral for tonight, so to see another late drama from France would be pretty incredible. But there is number 2 for Scotland being treated on the pitch before the game resumes. That's why the match clock is paused. And we're at 496 subscribers. Thank you very much for subscribing. We are now just 4 subscribers away from 500. France are making a substitution. The Rux has just come off for Tio Fafino. And Scotland have made that line-out kick. And they've got a line-out deep into France's half. And what if France concede from here? I think it will just become a bigger task now. Grass the Ghoul says, no, I'm not watching, and I'd rather see any country in the world win that isn't France. Oh, that's a kick in the French hearts, isn't it? But no, I get what you mean. I'm from England, you know, we have a rivalry with France, but since we had no chance of winning this Six Nations, I'm not too fussed. We won it last year. We beat the French to it last year, so that was good. French beat us last year in the opening game, and they looked like to be the favourites until they lost to Scotland, and one of their players got sent off in that defeat to Scotland. And it's, as of this year, 11 years since France last won the Six Nations. Can they do it tonight? They're having to defend for their lives at the moment while they've got an 8-point lead. Let's not forget they need 20 points or so and a bonus point. They've got 2 tries so far. I think you get a bonus point with 3 tries. It's at phase 7 at the moment though with Scotland. Scotland going for it. They would love to get a try here. It's at phase 10. Scotland, I'm sure the players are just treating this like it's a normal game to just win the game, and they've put it through. Oh, It got to the try zone, but they didn't get the touch. Scotland in time. The ball went out of play. There was a diving moment for the Scottish flank there, but it's offside, says the referee. Even if they had got the try, I don't think it would have counted. And we've got a message from Scottish Lassie saying, just subscribe to your channel. Can you shout out to my son Aaron and my hubby Kevin? Scottish fans here. Of course, shout out to Aaron and Kevin. Hope you're well. Are you wearing the Scotland shirts tonight? I bet you'll be hoping that Scotland can turn this round at 18-10. Whereabouts in Scotland are you all from, Scottish Lashley? Do feel free to share. Are you watching from Edinburgh or Glasgow? There, I love Glasgow and I love Edinburgh. Lovely, beautiful cities. Scotland instead have got the penalty and they've reduced the gap to 5 points. So France still just with that big task in hand. They're not making it look easy. And thank you very much, Scottish Lassie, for subscribing. Really appreciate it. They say good luck hitting 500 subscribers tonight. Really appreciate that. We're just 3 away. So France have had more tries. As you can see, 2 tries to 1. Of course, the one thing I'm looking forward to doing watch-alongs on is the Lions Tour this summer. Hopefully it will go ahead. I think it will still go ahead. Anyway, here come France. They're looking for their 3rd try of the game. They need to get that bonus point. Tackle made. There's still time on their side, but they just need to get that bonus point at least. Then they've got 1 task left, which is to get... Oh, here comes the kick. Oh, Kyoki nearly got there. Scotland have intercepted. They've made the kick, and it's gone back into France's half, and France will have to regroup and try again. We've got more messages. Grass the Goal saying, Italy, America, China, Cuba, anyone but France. Can you imagine Cuba in the Six Nations, or China or America? Can you imagine the travelling that would be required to go play in those countries? That'd be brilliant. Grass the Goal says 4. They need 4 tries and plus 21 points. So they need 2 more tries. That was it. I kept thinking it was 3 tries. And Scottish Lassie has got back saying we are in Aberdeenshire, around 40 miles north of Aberdeen. Aberdeen. I do love Aberdeen. I was in Aberdeen for 2 weeks back in 2018. And I was working at the Open Championship. So I was living in Aberdeen for 2 weeks while I commuted from there to work in the media centre at the Open in Carnoustie. And yeah, I absolutely loved it. I loved my time there. I loved the pubs around Aberdeen. I think the city centre is beautiful. And the sea. Oh, fantastic place. So Scotland will make a kick here, and it's into the line-out area again for France. So France having to defend, and there's only 25 minutes to go. I still can't see it happening. I predicted a Wales to win the Six Nations still. But yeah, I was in Aberdeen for 2 weeks, really enjoyed my time there. Fantastic place, lovely city. I'll definitely go again. I remember being in Aberdeen when France won the Football World Cup. Hang on, here comes Scotland. And they're trying to get in between the rugby posts to just get themselves back ahead, or at least level with France with the try. France are fighting so hard, they've put it back a few yards. Scotland still have the possession. 56 minutes. Oh, Scotland really going for it now. Scotland have been brilliant tonight. They've played really well so far. They've still got the ball. Oh, they've nearly found a gap. They're at phase 7. I'll read more messages in a bit on the live chat page. Let's just see where Scotland go with this. Oh, Scotland on the left-hand side. Gross the Ghoul saying that losing bonus point Wales got last week was huge. GoldenEye 0006 said just subscribed. Thank you very much, GoldenEye. Legends, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Do you enjoy your rugby? Let us know. Paul says the Lions Tour is a must. I'll definitely do the Lions Tour watch-alongs. I'm sure I will. I look forward to it. I always enjoy the Lions Tours. Gruss the Ghoul just saying if Scotland can get 2 more tries. Well, I don't see why they couldn't. They're playing well. Ian Welsh says, can you tell the English players that want to go on the Lions Tour that longest opens from the 1st of April? I'll send them a message. I'll send Eddie Jones an email. Kevin Bruce says, come on Scotland. Paul says, we love playing the British and Irish Lions. It's such a great tour. I mean, the last tour was amazing to watch. It was amazing to watch that last tour when it ended as a draw. Rarely happens, but it happened. Gross the Ghoul says, go Scots. So as it stands, they've just put it up. Wales would win by a point, with 1 bonus point more than France, and the points difference being 61 to 46. So we're now at 499 subscribers. We're just 1 away from 500. Who will be our 500th member? We're so close to that 500 mark now. Meanwhile, advantage play for Scotland. Either way, it's killing more time for France. I think for France, it looks as though it could be a win for them tonight maybe, but it was always going to be a big task. They do look a little desperate now, the French players. So Vakatara has just come off and Teddy Thomas is coming on for France replacement. Oh, my clock's a bit ahead here than the match itself. Scotland, yet again, just reached the hour mark. 20 minutes to go. Scotland, yet again, holding the ball in deep in France's half. And we're at 500 subscribers. Thank you very much. We've reached 500. Whey! To celebrate, I am not having 500 pints. That would kill me. I think my liver would be gone. It wouldn't exist. France have made another replacement. Mohamed Harius has gone off and has been replaced by Uni Antonio. Scotland's line out is good. Looking for their second try of the night, and they've got it. Yep, I think they have. It's a try for Scotland, and we're back at, and now we're at 18 all. And I think France's Scottish, sorry, not Scott. What am I saying? France's hopes of a Six Nations title is looking very bleak. So 18 all. Will the try stand? They're just checking on TMO as always. I can't see why it wouldn't count. And we're at 501 subscribers. Thank you again. Really appreciate the support. Of course, if you haven't subscribed yet and you're enjoying the stream, do subscribe. Will Payne says, I want Scotland to win because I'm Welsh. Paul says, sorry, the last time the Springboks played the Lions, we did not draw. Yeah, I remember that. I just remember when England, sorry, not England, when the Lions played New Zealand, it was a draw. Gross the Goal says, Wayne Barnes is a fair ref. That's not doing France any favours. Completely agree, Gross. Of course, we're still reviewing the second try for Scotland. Will it count? Big moment this. If there's any hope for France to win this Six Nations, they could do with this not being a try. What's going to happen here? Luke Conway has confirmed that I am the 500th subscriber, so really appreciate that, Luke. Thank you very much. Where are you from, Luke? Which team are you supporting tonight? Grouse saying congrats, dude. Thank you very much. Ian Wilsh is saying it's 4 tries for the bonus point. It certainly is. Reese Pullinger Fishing saying another good game. It is another good game. So the try has been given. And Finn Russell makes the conversion complete, and it's good, and Scotland take the lead with 19 minutes to go. France 18, Scotland 20. And it would be a miracle now, I think, for France to do this. They've played okay, France, but they've not had anything going their way. So anyone that goes on about refs being on France's side, it hasn't been tonight. Not from what I've seen. Scottish Lassie saying congrats on your 500 subscribers. Come on, Scotland. Thank you, Scottish Lassie. Coming all the way from Aberdeenshire. Across the goal again saying come on, go Scots. Luke Tanner, oh hello Luke, hope you're well. Saying congrats on 500 subscribers. Thank you very much, Luke. Got quite a lot of Lukes on our live chat page tonight. And Gross the Ghoul saying the TMO, isn't that ref from last week, Pierce? Is it? It is, you're right. So there's going to be a line out here for France, pretty much on the halfway line. I need to get like an in sync clock because it's doing my head in. I'm to keep stopping and starting. God damn it. Xander Ferguson's just gone off for Scotland and he's been replaced by Simon Berghan. So France successful with that line out. They're trying to play the advantage. I think it is. No, you're right. It is Pierce, Grass. It is Pierce. Same as last week. So 16 minutes to go. France 2 points behind. I think there's a few Welsh fans believing that they've got at least one hand on the Six Nations trophy. This would be a great win for Scotland, and this would be the second year in a row that Scotland would have beaten France at least. I can't remember from 2019, but Scotland did beat France last year to pretty much deny them from winning the Six Nations. Because for France again, they're gonna this one's gonna hurt more, I think, for France, because of the fact that they just didn't show up against England in that match a couple of weeks ago. Anyway, here come France, looking to get a try back here. Ooh, on the line. Scotland defending well for a moment. They're playing the advantage, says the ref, and we got a try. France have got a try. They've got 15 minutes. They need to get this conversion, and if they get the conversion, they'll be 5 points clear. But they've got that third try. They just need one more for that bonus point. Some of the players looking up for the challenge, but it's still an almighty task. 23-20. It's going to be so close. Bethan James has got in touch saying, "Go Wales." Hello, Bethan. Hope you're well. If I can remember, Bethan, you were watching the live stream watch along last week when we did the Wales game. I think the conversions missed. That's 2 conversions in a row. Tarmac, man. That's 4 points he's missed out on tonight for France. Needs to get them. But they've been so tough against. France have had everything thrown at them, in all fairness to them. Just as long as they beat Scotland tonight, it's a good result. Just them winning by 20 points just looks very, very unlikely. So 23-20, France leading the game, but at the if it ends like this, it'll be France's it'll be Wales's Six Nations title yet again. Ryan Wilson's just come on for Scotland, replacing Darcy Graham. Hugh Jones has just come on for Scotland as well. So a couple of replacements made there just at the kick-off. Gruss the Ghoul saying Scotland gets one more try, it's over. Beth and James saying yes, she was watching last week. Have you recovered from that Wales defeat, Bethan, against France? Because I think really for Wales, I would say for some of you fans, you'll still remember that game for a long time. But I guess at the same time, if you win the Six Nations title, it kind of helps you forget in a way. Meanwhile, Scotland have the ball. Just over 12 minutes to go. Scotland's kick completely intercepted. If you haven't already and you're enjoying this stream, do subscribe to the channel. Yet again, we've had a great rugby match here in the Six Nations. I don't think we're going to have late drama this time at Stade de France. Meanwhile, Scotland have a line out. France have won the ball, but they're on the wrong side of the pitch at the moment. And there's going to be a line out. Bethan saying, yeah, it was really annoying. And she said she's not recovered yet. Oh, bless you. It was a difficult one to take, I think, for you and other Welsh fans. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. So they need to win by at least 21 tries, France, and they need a bonus point. At the moment, they've only got 3 tries. They need one more try to get that bonus point. So there's 2 boxes that need ticking, and they haven't got any of them ticked. And I'll tell you what, I've just been nearly frightened by the outside weather, because the window, I can hear the rain smashing the window. It's really coming down here. It's been raining in Stade de France as well. Across the goal saying, am I right in assuming that France needs 3 tries and 2 conversions from here? 20 plus 21 equals 41. That's 18 more. Yeah, so that's 18 more. Yeah, so they need 18 more points, but that's not going to happen. It's one of those games. I knew it was going to be like this, where I think I mean, look, Scotland can still win this game. They're only 3 points behind, but it just feels like it was going to be one of those games before the game had even kicked off, which is France will probably get what's required to get the win, but that is it. Scotland have had a great championship. Let's not forget. Scotland have had a great championship. So I think it was always going to be a big ask to win by more than 20 points and get a bonus point. If it was Italy, then a different ball game. I think there'd have been no doubt France would have won the Six Nations if it was like that. But they already played them. And yes, they did beat them. I think when you're up against Italy in the Six Nations, that's the one game you should just get a bonus point if you are going for the Six Nations. You should just get a bonus point. You shouldn't have any problems. They're checking a TMO here. So the clock isn't 72, it's actually paused at 70:37. If you haven't already, do subscribe to the channel. For any of you regulars watching this stream right now, since you clearly love your rugby, do let us know what kind of rugby matches you want to see covered in the future. Of course, we're always open to any watch-along requests whenever we're available. Last weekend we did do some Gallagher Premiership rugby as well, which was between Sale Sharks and the London Irish. It was a very one-sided game, Sale Sharks winning by more than 20 points, I think. Hopefully it won't be as one-sided in the future when we watch other games in England. So the clock has resumed. It's now 71 minutes gone. So yeah, let us know in the chat page if there's any certain teams you want covered as some of our watch-alongs. Would be my ears are open, because it's only this week we started to do watch-alongs in rugby, and we've clearly got quite a few people enjoying our streams. Podrick O'Berin says hello. Hello, Podrick. Hope you're well. Who are you supporting tonight? If you haven't already, folks, do subscribe to the channel. We're at 501 subscribers. Let's get to 505 before the end of the stream. We're absolutely thrilled to reach the 500 mark tonight. Scotland have had a player sent off, and the clock's paused at 72:07. Paul says, I still feel that France is more than a threat than Wales for 2023. I did say early in the stream that, you know, France are going down the right path. They're going in the right direction. They just need to win bigger games. The England game, for example, last week, they screwed that up, didn't they? And if they had won that game, we'd probably be here now talking about France, probably about to lift the trophy. And it looks as though there could be a sin bin here for one of the French players, with 7 minutes to go. So that's him out for good, I think, for the rest of the game. So at this moment in time, France are going to finish runners-up, and it's Baptiste Seren who's going to go off here for 10 minutes, and that could be well and truly it for Baptiste. Bruce the Goal says, or China or Cuba or Tibet. I'll be honest, Gross, I've never watched China play rugby or Cuba or Tibet, so it'd be interesting to watch them play if I ever see their fixtures in the future. he says now France gives the refs enough money they can beat anyone. Oh dear. Seems to be a lot of referee claiming with France tonight on our live chat page. Six minutes to go. I think there are a few Wales fans now starting to actually think that they've got two hands on the Six Nations trophy, because I'll be very surprised if France can somehow get 18 points in the next 5 minutes. They'll probably get the win, but I don't think they're going to get the points that they need. They still need one more try to get the bonus point, which is required. But either way, it's been a good Six Nations. I think Wales-France will no doubt be the game of the tournament, from what we saw last week. Penalties conceded, France 12, Scotland 14. The ball is deep in France's half at the moment, so it's already in the wrong side of the pitch. So France having a scrum here. They'll start the scrum against Scotland. Line out done for France. Here they come. They haven't been able to do this throughout the game. They've got some pace going on now on the flank. This is the great thing about rugby. Even though they're winning the game, it's not enough. It's a weird thing. It's like aggregate scores in the Champions League in the football or the Europa League. You know, the scoreline would say you're winning the game, but that doesn't mean you're actually going to win the whole tie or the championship or anything like that. There's a few French players in the stands watching who they're going to be absolutely gutted. They're going to finish runners-up again for the second year in a row. Of course, Scotland will, at this moment in time, looks like Scotland might just lose this game. Don't forget to subscribe, folks, if you haven't already. We've been able to reach 500 subscribers tonight, so thank you to all that have supported us so far. We'll be hoping to do more watch-alongs. But at least our next one will most likely be on Sunday for the first race of the Formula 1 season in Bahrain. So if you're a motorhead or an F1 fan and you like your racing, do join us for that. We'll be watching that race, so do join us here on YouTube on our channel. And I won't be alone. I'll be with a few of my friends who will be on the stream as well. We've got Connor, we've got Jack, we've got Harry joining us for that. So there'll be quite a lot of us for it to keep ourselves company. And do join us as well and get in touch on the live chat page. And here come France now. 2 minutes left on the clock. I'm sure they'd like to just get that bonus point. If they're not going to win the championship, at least get that bonus point, which is to get the 4th try. Grouse the Goal says, I might or might not be right back. If not, Jamie, you're a good dude. Either way, I've enjoyed sitting with you the last 2 weeks. Oh, thank you, Gross. Really appreciate that, mate. It's been good to have you as company as well, and thanks for supporting the channel. And also, Gross, if you want, put in the live chat page which rugby do you want to watch next, and we can look into covering it on our next live watch along. Feel free to hint a fixture in the chat page. And that's for everyone who's watching. If there's any other rugby you want covered on this channel and you want to watch it with me, do put it in the live chat page and I can look into it. This game's nearly at an end. About 50 seconds. France have the ball. I guess for them, at least they're going to win their last game. At least they would have won 4 of the 5. But that defeat to England at Twickenham a few weeks ago has clearly proven to be the game changer in this championship. I will say this now to France, they've given it their all, but Scotland have been such an awkward and difficult team to beat tonight. So obviously come next year's Six Nations, it will be at least 12 years since France last won the Six Nations. Quite incredible. Of course, how long has it been since Scotland last won it? How long is it? Well, is it? I don't think he's ever won it, so I don't even know why I'm even putting them two together. The clock's been paused at 79:43. And Scotland do have a kick here for the line out. And they've just made the kick. It's deep into France's half, and I think that could be it actually. I think that could be the last kick, the last touch of the 2021 Six Nations Championship, unless they do play this line out. But I think Scotland may want to play it because, of course, if they can get a try here, they would then win the game. They've won the line out, Scotland. Got the ball. Scotland, they couldn't, could they? They couldn't just go and beat France on the last minute just to rub on their runes. And I think, oh, have Scotland been given a conversion? A penalty. I always get those two bloody things mixed up. I think France are just, some of the players on the bench now for France are actually just watching nervously, because it looks as though they're going to get a taste of their own treatment from last week. Scotland 3 points behind, 81.5 minutes gone, and we all know what happened at this time in the game between Wales and France back on Saturday. France scoring a late winning try. Could we just about to see Scotland do the same against France in the same venue? Oh, that would be an absolute kick in the teeth for the French. They've won the line out, Scotland, and now they've got to try and get to the try zone. So the ball's played. They're going from right to left down the line. France, they would hate to lose this game now. But for Scotland, it would wrap up a fantastic campaign. Evie Rule saying, Scotland, come on please. They're nearly there. Nearly 83 minutes gone, we're at 82.50. Oh, they nearly got through. Number 22 this time, he's been taken down. Of course, the game will keep going as long as Scotland have the ball. There'll be no offsides, no fouls. They'll be careful as much as they can, but they're not making much advance. Oh, they're on the right. They're trying to get on the right-hand side of the rugby posts. They're trying to go down the wing. France just need to somehow get the ball, then it's over. They could just boot it away, but we're now about to reach 84 minutes. Just shows why Scotland are, they're not giving up here. They'd love to win. And they nearly went through. Good tackle on number 15 there because he got through. But then France were able to track him back. Here they come again. Big push forward there by 19. Now phase 16 of Scotland got it. Oh no, they haven't yet. Oh, they nearly did. France still defending for their lives. They've made another good pushback, but Scotland have still got the ball after 18 phases. Now France have just literally gone right in there. Oh, and here comes Scotland. Have they got the try? Yes, they have. And it's a late winner for Scotland. They've given France their own medicine from last weekend. France, just before we reach 85 minutes, Scotland have potentially just got the winning try. And France, despite all their efforts to try and win the Six Nations, they have failed. And the French players, they knew they weren't going to win the title. But to end it like that, it's not a good one. And that means they'll only get 3 wins here. I think they'll probably check TMO. I'm not really sure what for though. I'm sure they'll stay with that. So poor France. What a win for Scotland. It wraps up a great campaign for Scotland. You know, to beat France and England in the Six Nations, it's a good result. And Scotland, you know, who knows? What can we expect from Scotland next year? You never know what to expect from Scotland. They're so unpredictable. But some of the coaches in the stands, fist pumping each other, delighted with the win. Of course, Scotland have this conversion, and then it's over. Can he make the conversion? He'd like to get one. Has he got it? I think he has. And Scotland will win the game 27-23. And what a result for Scotland. We were all thinking at the end there France had got the win, but just weren't going to get the Six Nations title. But instead, Scotland have done Wales a big favour, and they may just say to Wales next year, well, they might well definitely say to them right now, you're welcome. But it has ended at full time, and it has ended France 23, Scotland 27, and Wales are the Six Nations champions of 2021. So well done to Wales. They've got both hands on the Six Nations title, and that is a fantastic result for Wales, but also for Scotland. So yet again, the Six Nations title stays in the UK. Yeah, I can say that. Wales is in UK, even though I'm English. But yet again, we've had another late drama, last minute try again, which is great to see. I'd like to see more of that in the Six Nations. Maybe on the Lions tour as well. We'll see soon. But let me just end the clock because the game is over. Don't worry. Scotland have won. So, great win. France out of it. Not the way they wanted it to end, sadly for them. But yet again, France were not able to just... I think for France today, they played an okay game, but it just didn't feel like it was going to happen from the kickoff for them, I'm afraid. So sadly for them, they have missed out. Scottish Lassie saying, come on Scotland. Evie Royal saying, that means Wales win the Grand Slam. I mean, if you had beaten France last week, yes, you would have won the Grand Slam. You have won the Six Nations title, however. I take it you're supporting Wales tonight, Evie. Are you from Wales? And Scottish Lassie says, yes, 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 yes. Sounds like Jim from Vicar of Dipley. Nice and sleazy. Nice and sleazy. Says Wales with quite a lot of exclamation points there. So yes, Wales the winners of the Six Nations. And Nice and Sleazy has also said best team won the tournament. I mean, look, if there wasn't that late drama from France last week, we wouldn't even be talking about it tonight, would we? We would have already seen Wales lift the trophy back on the weekend. Mark Joe says congrats to Scotland too. Well played, absolutely well played from Scotland. Don't forget, folks, do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're at 501 subscribers. Do subscribe. Really, really, really appreciate your support tonight, folks, because on tonight's stream we were able to get over the 500 line, and we are now at over 500 subscribers, and we cannot beat that. So, actually, I just wondered, do Wales lift the trophy tonight? Are they going to do a presentation tonight somewhere in Cardiff, or because I mean, we had it last year, didn't we, when they resumed on the Six Nations campaign for the final round at the end of October last year, and obviously because France didn't get the points they needed to win the Six Nations, England were able to do the trophy presentation, but that was the morning after. So they did it the morning after behind some sort of mansion in someone's back garden. Basically, it looked like probably Eddie Jones's house. God knows where. God knows. But yeah, I'm not sure if there is a presentation tonight. They might maybe the BBC will interview some of the players from the Wales team to congratulate them and what it means to them and all that. Anyway, I think we are pretty much done and dusted here, folks. So yeah, it has ended. France 23, Scotland 27. Let's have a quick look at the final table if I can find it. Let's go on to our stats page. And the article's up on the Six Nations website in capital letters. Wales are 2021 Guinness Six Nations champions. Mark Joe just said, crazy amount of cards this Six Nations though. There's been loads. I'm surprised they've not ran out of cards. So hang on, here's the full table then. Because France didn't win tonight, they have finished third. Oh no. They haven't updated the table. Come on. It's not been updated. I do apologise. Let me get the tables up. Here we go. This is the final table. I think. Yeah. Here's the final table then. So, Wales top of the Six Nations table. France second. They do get second at the end despite the defeat, and they do finish a point higher than Ireland, especially because they've got more bonus points over Ireland. 4 bonus points for France. Wales had 4 bonus points as well. Ireland had 3 bonus points. Scotland had 3. Scotland do finish level with Ireland, so I mean it's been a great tournament for Scotland. 3 wins and 2 defeats. You know, they'll take that, especially when it was won against England to get the Calcutta Cup back. and then of course beating France tonight on the last minute. It's a great win. England though, oh dear, England have finished second from bottom. As an Englishman, that is terrible. Not the best way of defending your Six Nations title. Not at all, whatsoever. Oh dear. But Italy, we could have all predicted this. That's the only thing you can predict in the Six Nations before the first game even kicks off, is that Italy have finished last again, rock bottom, and I really do hope soon they'll start to bring in a relegation spot for sixth place, because we can't continue this with Italy. They've lost over 30 games in a row now in the Six Nations. It's just embarrassing. You know, this is meant to be the highest level of rugby in Europe at least, and our sixth best team is Italy? Come on. Get Georgia in. Let's give them a go. They've been winning games for fun in the tier below. There should be a relegation and promotion way in rugby, especially with this Six Nations. Same as the MLS in America, the Major League Soccer. There's no promotion or relegation there either, so what's the motivation if you have a shit season? You know, there should be consequences if you're not a good team, and I think Italy have been lucky over the years that nothing's changed so far in the system. But anyway, that is your final table, and I think we are going to wrap it up there, folks. So thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate it. And of course, do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're at 501 subscribers. Be our 502nd member or 503rd member, you name it. So do subscribe, and of course, do stay tuned on our channel for more of our live sport watch-alongs. And we'll be back over the weekend. This Sunday, if you enjoy your Formula 1 and your racing, we will be doing the Bahrain Grand Prix for the first race of the F1 2021 calendar. So anyway, we better go then. Thank you very much, and we'll see you later.